Hey everybody, I'm Sean. Welcome to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everybody. On today's episode, it is another Gear Review Wednesday, and on today's episode, I am going to be unboxing and using for the first time a new underwater camera that I got from a company that has not sent me anything before, and that is FishPro. They sent me their HD1080 underwater camera to review, and I was more than happy to do so because I love using underwater cameras, as you all know. So on today's episode, I am first going to unbox this thing, then I am going to get it out on the lake and give it a first test, including some underwater footage, because this is a DVR version and it records the video. So let's get right to it. Let's go inside, unbox this bad boy. All right, everyone, so let's check out what comes in the box for this FishPro underwater fishing camera. Let's have a look. So the first thing we notice is that it comes in a pretty good looking case. Here's the main unit. And if we open it up, here's the screen. Right below that, we have the magnetic mounting bracket that includes the spool for the cable. You can see the magnets right here. This also includes the camera, and it has an attachment point for a tripod. And the FishPro does have their own tripod, or you could put this on a camera tripod as well. Snapped into the spool, as I said, is the camera itself right here. And in addition to that, we've got spooled around it roughly 25 meters or 82 feet of cable. Next up is the camera mounting bracket that the camera snaps into. And there's also a power box here for the charging cable. On the top, we've got the cable that attaches to the power box for charging the camera. And we also have the instruction manual, as well as the clips and weights that attach to the camera housing. The other thing that I'll show you quickly is the instruction manual. Sometimes when the companies send these things, the instruction manuals, the quick start guides are not very good. This one is great because it includes pictures of the setup. It is super simple to use, tells you exactly what you need to do, talks about the features of the camera itself, the menus. Just super easy to understand, and that is not always the case with these types of cameras, so that's greatly appreciated. All right, so for the screen portion of the underwater camera, you've got a number of attachment points on the side here. You've got this port for attaching your camera cable. You've got an SD card slot that comes with a 32 gigabyte SD card for recording your video. And you've got the power charging port. And then inside, you've got your buttons on the screen. You've got a shade protector here if you were using this out in the sun. Of course, I'll be using this in the tent. You've got your various modes. And as I said before, this is a magnetic mount, so it just snaps in there. As you can see, I can hold it upside down. It does not slide off, but it isn't super secure, so you wouldn't want to bump this really hard and knock it in the lake. You can also mount the unit itself directly to a mount separate from the cable. This just allows it to be stored on the cable system itself. So let's get this thing charged, see how it works. All right, everyone, so we've got it charging. Now, I haven't been charging very long, but let's see if we can turn it on and see what it looks like. So you turn it on by hitting this FishPro button. And there we go. Now, I've got some things to do in terms of setting up some things in the menu, like the date and time, and a number of other things, but we'll come back to that in a moment. What I want to do next is plug in the camera and see if we've got a signal, and unlike a lot of other cameras, it's just a simple, like an audio phone jack. There it is, and there we go. there is the camera. Now I don't have it orientated right. There we go. Looks pretty clear. Picking up the video signal looks pretty good. All right, everybody, so when it comes time to setting up the camera, you've got the camera itself and you've got this little housing, and it is this housing that will be used to hold your camera horizontal. So what you want to do is slide the camera wire through this bracket, and it separates so that you can get the wire through there. Then you slide the camera back in and you seat it in there just like that. Now, if you want to put this so that it's, right now it would still sit vertical in the hole. So if you want it to sit horizontal, you've got to thread this wire through the housing on the camera here. And you have to push it in a little bit. Probably help if you had a small screwdriver or something. But we got it. Now, if you're always going to use this horizontal, you never have to take this out of here again, so you only have to do this once, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use this straight down the hole because I have other cameras that can do that for me. And there you go. Now, when this sits in the water, it's going to sit horizontal. And they also include some weights that you can attach very easily to the side here if you want it to go down just a little bit faster, or maybe to even help stabilize the camera a little bit. Now you've got some weights in there that are going to hold that even more steady in the water column. So that's really all it is to setting this thing up. I'll also mention, everybody, that when you first put the camera in the housing, you do need to make sure that you orientate it right, because it does have an up and a down on the camera, but they're not evident in terms of, nothing's marked on the camera itself in terms of which side is up. So you might want to mark that so that when you finally get it in and it's sitting in the proper angle, that it's filming up and down, because if you have it, you can see that if you put it in wrong, you're going to be filming upside down. All right, I should also mention that this camera has lights. There are 3 lighting modes. There's nothing, which is what's on right now, and I've got this in a bucket. This is with the lights on, and you can see how bright it is and how clear this image is. This is just in a bucket of water. And when I go out to test this at the lake in a minute, this is the same distance that I'm away from my baits in the lake. This is the infrared mode, and you can see here that I put the water in a dusty bucket, and the light is refracting off all of the dust particles floating in the water in infrared mode. So those are the 3 lighting modes. All right, transitioning back now to the clear image, I just wanted to point out how clear and bright this image is, and that's because I'm about to take this out on a lake with some very muddy water, and it is not going to look anywhere near this good. All right, you guys, here's the setup for the FishPro. I don't have the FishPro tripod, so I'm currently using the bucket ball system as my camera positioning system. Got the unit here. I just had a pike swim by. I'll put that footage up on the screen. You can see my bait there, and I'll also show you a shot of jigging the bait. So it's working, and I've had it running now for probably a good couple hours, maybe 3-4 hours, and the power bar's still green. So this thing definitely holds the power well. That part's good. Working good so far. everyone. So there is my unboxing and initial use of the FishPro underwater camera. I want to thank FishPro for sending this to me. Really appreciate it. So far liking what I see. I'm gonna get used to using this one, and hopefully you guys will see some more footage from this as the ice fishing season progresses this year. All right, that's gonna do it for this episode. As always, if you like the video, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and until next time, good fishing.